what do you know about books? Share your opinion about books.
Yeah, books. I think allows us to expand and to develop our knowledge. And as a human being, we live only one life. And by reading books, we can see and read about others' experiences life. You know?
Yes, we can expand our knowledge and we can also learn a lot of things by the books.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
We also learn we also learn a lot of things about the life through the books.
Yeah, you know,
So yes,
we can by books um, get in the other minds, you know. So uh, we are so special. We are unique. My reflection, it's not yours. It's different than yours, you know. And if, for example, I express myself through a book, and you read it after, you could read and see what I thought or what I think about what I wrote in this book, you know. Like you, it's like an emergence of my thoughts and throw it to the world.
yes, if we are free, we can enjoy our time by reading books and we can be happy and we can learn a lot of things. Which is your favorite book?
Yeah, you know, the favorite one is dramatic and romantic books. You know, I like this suspense in them, and the way the authors express the story inside and through this type of stories. And I'm going to tell you something.
Yes, yes.
6 years ago, when I was in military, I discovered by coincidence a book through my friend. This book called After 7 Years, for the author called Goyo Misu. He's the famous and the first author in France. It's the greater. It was the greater books that I never seen before. You know, and from this time, I read similar books like I read like the one I read before.
Okay, who are your favorite authors in the world?
I think there are many. There are many, but I think there is or there are two. My favorite author. The first is Goyo Misu, the first one I discovered years ago, and recently 2 years ago I discovered Danielle Steel. Danielle Steel, also the famous author. It's a female. She's a female. A famous author in America, in US, Danielle Steel. So there are two: Goyo Misu, French author, and Danielle Steel. Danielle Steel, US author. But if you ask me what's the favorite books that I never read before, I'm going to show you this
Wow.
or this. If tomorrow comes, I think Sidney Sheldon, the author, Sidney Sheldon.
Show me again. Yes, show me the book again.
Yeah, Sydney Sheldon. The book's called If Tomorrow Comes.
Okay, tell me
It's
something about this book.
it's my favorite. It's the greatest book that I never read before. In this book or in this discuss, I want to share a point. We shouldn't judge the book from the cover. Or I don't say that, but we shouldn't judge the book from the beginning. Because I have a small story about this book. 3 or 4 years ago, I read this book. And when I began reading it, I got annoyed. I got bored from the beginning, from the first pages. So I threw it. I turned it back to the shelf. But after I didn't have a lot of things to do, so I told myself to why didn't I read the book again or read it again? So I began reading it. I think it's the first month. It's the first month, yeah. So when I began, I found that the events in the story changed radically, and I loved it. So then I told myself, why I turned back this book in the shelf? It's a good book. Why I judged the book from the beginning?
Okay, I wanna
I
ask one
shouldn't do
thing.
that.
I wanna
It's a
ask one.
mistake.
Okay, I wanna ask one thing. Why do you like this book? What's the reason?
I think it's really difficult, but for me to express or to clear what I want to say. Why I love this book? Because this story turned around.
Okay, as you told to me, don't judge a book.
Yeah, you must.
Let me finish. As you told
Yeah.
to me, don't judge a book by its cover. It is very famous thought in India. So, is it written in this book? As you told to me about that book some minutes ago.
You want me to why I like or why I love this book?
No. As you told to me some minutes ago, don't judge a book by its cover. So this thought is written in that book, or are you telling by your experience?
No, I tell you about the book because, like I said, when I see the cover, it's not at all charming. It's not at all charming cover. It's a normal cover. So if you see the cover, probably you may say it's not a good book. It's not a good book. But if you jump behind the cover and you begin reading, you discover something that the beginning it's not as you expected. So when you see the beginning and that it's not good, you throw the book back to your cupboard, for example, or to the drawer. But after when you get free, for example, and you don't have something to do, you rethink about the book and other things that